In this lecture, we are going to discuss about some properties of the Fourier transform. Now, if I consider some x of t, the Fourier transform is x of j omega, and y of t is having some Fourier transform of y of j omega. So, what is the linear property is, if a into x of t plus b into y of t is there, it will be like this. This is a into x of t is a homogeneity principle, and this addition is additive principle. That is a into x of j omega plus b into y of j omega we will get. That is, if there is a summation of two continuous time signals, the Fourier transform also will be summation only. Next, if there is a time shifting, that is x of t minus t naught. So what is the Fourier transform is, for x of t, x of j omega, if there is a x of t minus t naught, so there is a e power minus j omega into this t naught will be there. So minus means I will get minus only, remember this point. Now then the frequency shifting. Though to make frequency shifting, we have to multiply x of t with respect to e power j omega naught t. So whenever we multiply with this, so x of omega minus omega naught. So here positive, here negative. That already I did. For time shifting, we will get same sign. For frequency shifting, we will get opposite sign. Now one more is time reversal. If x of t is x of j omega, what is x of minus t is x of minus j omega. In place of omega, we have to substitute minus omega. Next, time and frequency scaling. If x of t is scaled by a, that is x of at, in the frequency domain it is 1 by mod a into x of omega by a. So omega is also getting scaled. That is x of j into omega by a. So this point is also very important one property. Next one is convolution. We have seen this also in the Fourier series. X of t convolve with y of t. So in the frequency domain or omega domain, it will be multiplications of these two signals. Whenever multiplication is in a time domain, there is a convolution in the frequency domain, but there is a 1 by 2 pi. If it is in f domain, simply it is x of f convolve with y of f. Right? If there is a omega domain, we will get 1 by 2 pi. So now differentiation in time. So if I differentiate x of t d by dt, we will get multiplication by j omega in omega domain. If there is integration, that is minus infinity to t x of t dt or x of tau d tau, the Fourier transform is 1 by j omega into x of j omega plus pi into x of 0 plus into del omega. If x of t is having x of j omega, it may be anything. So x of j omega by j omega plus pi into, in place of x of j omega, in place of omega we need to substitute 0. So x of 0 into del omega. Now differentiation in frequency domain, how to do? So multiplication with the t in t domain, that is t into x of t. So we have to differentiate in the x domain, the omega domain, that is j into d by d omega of x of j omega. For all these properties, there is a proof. So using that formula, that is x of j omega is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of e power minus j omega t dt, and the x of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi integration of minus infinity to infinity x of j omega into e power j omega t d omega. But we don't require any proof because it is already proved. If we want, you can apply these properties in these two equations, we can get the resultant like this. But we just remember these properties. Using these properties, we will get the questions in the gate. Next one is conjugate symmetry for real signal. That is, if x of t is real, this is also we have seen in Fourier series. There we got ak is equal to a minus k conjugate. Here x of j omega is equal to x conjugate of minus j omega. That means real of x of j omega is equal to the real of x of minus j omega. If we want imaginary part, it is minus imaginary part of x of minus j omega. Magnitude will be same, but phase will be minus or 180 degree phase shift will be there. X of j omega is angle of x of j omega is equal to minus of angle of x of minus j omega. If x of t real and even, so x of j omega is also real and even. If x of t is real and odd, x of j omega is purely imaginary and odd. If a even function of x of t we need to find, that is, if x of t is real, we will get the frequency Fourier transform is real of x of j omega. If it is odd function, so we will get j into imaginary of x of j omega. The most important relation is Parseval relation for non-periodic signals. Whatever the signals for Fourier transform we are finding, those are the non-periodic signals. So it is minus infinity to infinity mod of x of t whole square into dt is equal to 1 by 2 pi minus infinity to infinity mod x of j omega whole square into d omega. So we have seen this is in the basics of the signal system. This is nothing but the energy of the signal x of t. So if Fourier transform is given for any signal x of t, we can find the energy from the Fourier transform also. That is integrating the square of the mod of x of j omega and 1 by 2 pi into 1 by 2 pi. If I make this, I will get energy of x of t also. So this one is also important relation, that is Parseval's relation. Right. Next we will see some Fourier transform of the basic signals. So if you remember this Fourier transform also, we can get easily marks in the GATE exam. So the first signal is a periodic signals, that is k equal to minus infinity to infinity ak into e power jk omega naught t. This already discussed this one. It is nothing but 2 pi into sigma minus infinity to infinity ak. So if x of t is given, so we can find ak, then this is the del omega minus k into omega naught. So omega naught is nothing but 2 pi by t. Next, if e for j omega naught t is there, it is 2 pi del of omega minus omega naught. That is shifting in frequency domain. Cos omega naught t is there, then it is pi into delta of omega minus omega naught plus delta of omega plus omega naught. If sin omega naught is there, in place of pi we will get pi by j. Del of omega minus omega naught, in place of plus we will get minus delta omega plus omega naught. If there is a constant term, that is 1, the Fourier transform is 2 pi into del omega. If constant a is there, it is 2 pi a into del omega. Suppose some impulse train is given, that is sigma n equal to minus infinity to infinity delta t minus n into t. We will get 2 pi by t into sigma minus infinity to infinity delta of omega minus k into omega naught. So omega naught is replaced by 2 pi by t here. That's it. If there is a rectangular function in the time domain, there is minus t1 to t1, there is a 1. We will get 2 by omega into sine of omega into t1. This can be replaced by sinc function also, that already discussed with. If in the place of omega domain, if it is minus w to w and amplitude is 1, so what is the corresponding signal is sine wt by pi t. So remember this pair of Fourier transforms. So we get more or frequently we get questions from these sinc functions or rectangular functions in the GATE. That we'll see in the next lecture, that is the previous GATE problems. If there is a delta t, what is the Fourier transform? Simply 1. If u of t is there, so we know that u of t is nothing but my integration of delta t only, delta minus infinity to t, delta t or delta tau dt. Now we know that the integration property is x of j omega by j omega. So x of j omega is 1, that is delta t Fourier transform is 1. So 1 by j omega into pi into x of 0. X of 0 is again 1. So 1 into del of omega. That is, for unit step signal, the Fourier transform is like this. Now if I shift this del function t minus t naught, so delta t Fourier transform is 1. If I shift time, so we will get e power minus j omega into t naught. See, notation is same. And it time shifting. Similarly, if e power minus at into u of t is there, it is nothing but 1 by of a plus j omega. We have already discussed. If this is multiplied with some t, we will get 1 by a plus j omega whole square. It is like this. So for t into e power minus at ut, so j into d by d omega of x of omega. So x of omega is 1 by a plus j omega. If I differentiate 1 by x, so minus 1 by a plus j omega whole square. So I assume this is x. I have to do the one more time with respect to omega. We will get j here. So j into j, j square. J square is minus 1. Minus 1 into minus 1, we will get 1. Similarly, if there is a generalized expression for this one, so t power n minus 1 by n minus 1 factorial into e power minus at into u of t. So we will get 1 by a plus j omega whole to the power n. It is like this. If t square into e power minus at by u of t is there, so we can get this n minus 1 factorial goes to here. So here is n is, I can say 3 minus 1 is 2. So n is 3. So n is 3 means 3 minus 1, 2 factorial into 1 by a plus j omega into whole cube, because n is equal to 3 here. So if it is t square by 2, here we will get simply 1 by a plus j omega whole cube, right? This is about some Fourier transform of the some signals and as well as the properties of the Fourier transform. So again I am telling, so remember these properties, so we will get, or you can easily solve the gate problems, right?